Hello, students, and welcome to Mr. Sandwich Reads. I am, as always, Mr. Sandwich, and today I am schwitzing like a pig. It is a hot one, both in the building and outside, so I am going to cool down by reading this cool story, The Boy Who Invented Epsicles by Cate Foley. What is an epsicle? Well, stay tuned and find out. I think you might know. All right, and I am back, and today I'm reading The Boy Who Invented Epsicles by Cate Foley. And if you have a frozen treat, please, and if you are as sweaty and hot as I am right now, enjoy while you sit back and follow along. Now, this is using, for the teachers out there, Smart Learning Suite. This is a software program available to us. These hardcore books I ordered a little bit ago. Only like 8 or so pages. Let's see here. It says, it's 14 pages, front and back. Has these critical thinking questions at the end, which I like. So what I did is I scanned these, and then I get them onto the Smart Learning Suite, and students are able to follow along from their own device, whether in the building or not. So during remote learning, this has been helpful. All right, I will go along. Let's see. I'm going to read with the book, but I will flip through the pages so you could follow along. It's a scorching hot summer day, and your mouth is watering for a delicious frozen treat. You run to the freezer and grab a cold, tasty Epsicle? Huh? That's right. The ice pop which That's right. The ice pop, which we have come to know and love, came into existence over 100 years ago as the Epsicle. You may be even more surprised to learn that this favorite summertime treat was invented by an 11-year-old boy. Frank Epperson was from San Francisco, California. He was a curious young boy who enjoyed creating unusual and exotic soft drinks. He would purchase a variety of flavorings from the local grocery store and combine them with baking soda and water. This kind of soda was a popular drink in the early 1900s. On a particularly chilly San Francisco evening, Frank mistakenly left one of his soda water mixtures on his porch overnight. He also left his stirring stick in the glass. Coincidentally, and lucky for Frank, on that very same night, San Francisco experienced an unusually cold night. The city's temperature dropped below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Early the next morning, Frank found that his mixture had frozen, complete with the wooden stirring stick sticking straight up. Enthralled at what he saw, young Frank slid the frozen ice pop out of its container using the stick as a handle. The Epperson icicle, later called the Epsicle, had been invented. Frank was not only pleasantly surprised by what he saw, but also with what he tasted. Excitedly, Frank shared his invention with his school friends. Although Frank had plans to produce and sell large quantities of Epsicles, a few roadblocks stood in his way. First and foremost, he didn't have the money to create a lot of his new product. Next, freezing temperatures were not in abundance in San Francisco, and home electric freezers had not yet been invented. Also, few customers, and even fewer vendors, would take an 11-year-old's invention seriously. Perhaps the biggest obstacle that stood in Frank's way happened a year later. In 1906, the city of San Francisco was struck by a powerful and devastating earthquake. The Great Earthquake dealt a cruel blow to the Bay City. The earthquake itself, along with the after effects of ferocious fires and floods, left residents of the city stunned. Needless to say, Frank's frozen treat business was abruptly put on hold. A number of years passed, and Frank grew to be a young man. He married and became a father to 5 children. Always an inventor at heart, Frank tried a few other inventions. However, he was not very successful with any of them. Still, Frank persisted in making new products, even when times became financially difficult for him and his family. He was determined to succeed. Frank set out with his products ready for the world, or at least San Francisco, to see them. Frank felt confident that people would marvel at all of his inventions. Unfortunately, this was not the case. An ice cream maker told Frank that his products would not work in their product line. Others told Frank that products like his would never be a commercial success. Although discouraged, Frank knew that if he wanted to succeed, he was going to have to do it himself. That is when he decided that the best idea might be the simplest. Frank returned his focus to his childhood idea, the frozen Epsicle. After some initial setbacks, Frank found a 6-inch glass test tube that served as a perfect mold. Frank then invented a machine that would not only manufacture the frozen ice pops, but could also stamp Epsicle on the wooden stick. The year was now 1923, and Frank was working at a California amusement park lemonade stand that he both owned and operated. He also sold his Epsicles at the stand. Soon enough, his customers raised a clamor for more Epsicles, so Frank decided to apply for a patent for Epsicles. Then no one could steal his idea. Over the next several years, Frank sold more than 60 million Epsicles in 7 fruit flavors. Not only that, but he earned royalties, an amount of money paid to him, on every single Epsicle sold. In the 1930s, the Great Depression weighed heavily on the United States. Frank tried to economize by creating a new and improved version of his frozen treat with 2 sticks. He charged the same price, 1 nickel, and 2 children to share it. Unfortunately, the Great Depression and other financial disturbances forced Frank to think about selling the right to make his frozen treat to a larger company. Despite his family's objections, Frank sold all the rights to the Epsicle to another company in order to help his family. When he sold the rights, he changed the treat's name to its current popular one. His children had come up with a far catchier name when they asked for one of popsicles. So there you go. It was Frank's children that came up with popsicles. After Frank sold his rights to his frozen dessert, its popularity soared. After Frank sold his rights to his frozen dessert, its popularity soared very quickly. The frozen treats were made in larger quantities and more flavors were added. Until the 1950s, Frank Epperson's frozen treats could only be purchased through vendors selling ice cream on the streets. Things have changed dramatically since then. Today it is believed that hundreds of millions of ice pops are enjoyed in the United States each year, and they are made in many different flavors. However, the all-time favorite flavor through the years continues to be classic orange. I did not expect orange to be the classic favorite. There you go. Frank Epperson's childhood invention continues to serve as a beacon of hope for other inventors. Sometimes the best ideas are those that come to you easily or by accident. There you have it, students. That was The Boy Who Invented Epsicles by Cate Foley. I hope you enjoyed that. I will say, this orange popsicle is very refreshing, so I can see why now orange was the all-time classic favorite flavor. I'm going to post this reading on Twitter along with a poll on what is your favorite popsicle, cherry, grape, orange, or other. I do like lime. Lime is up there. It's my favorite. A lot of people have said they like fudgesicles, but I had another student say that's more ice cream than popsicle. I don't know. I'm not going to debate that. I used to have root beer popsicles when I was little. I remember that as a little thing. Some people like the ice pops. A lot of people have said blue raspberry. I like the red, white, and blue ones. I could go on. I hope you enjoy your favorite summertime treat with this hot weather. Take care. Thank you for following. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. I don't know what to say about pop. I have no pop pun. I should have a popsicle pun. I don't know. See you later.